Today we're going to talk about exclusive games available on Quest, PSVR2 and PCVR, so no matter what platform you're on, I've got something here for you today. These are some of the real system seller games, and of course those hidden gems which you may not even know about if you own one of these headsets. At the end of this video, once I've spoken about all the games that are available exclusively to each of these platforms, I want you to let me know which one you think is doing it best. What platform has the best exclusives? Of course, if you enjoyed this video though, smash that like button, subscribe and all that good stuff. I really do appreciate it. It helps out this channel massively. And now let's dive into our very first exclusive list, and that's going to be Quest. Kicking things off on the Quest, we have Asgard's Wrath 2, and this is by no means a small game. In fact, it's possibly one of the bigger games that we actually have in VR across any of these platforms in sizability, and hours that can possibly be played. Asgard's Wrath 2 is arguably Meta's biggest exclusive, for a good reason. It's a massive open world RPG that is way more ambitious than you should expect from a standalone headset. You'll be going in, slicing through Norse beasts, and commanding godlike powers mid-battle. The sheer scale is wild, the multi-region maps, dungeon crawling, and the companion system really just makes this one of the most unique and dope games. If you're looking for a full-length adventure, then this is the game that is going to be that for you. We're talking like 170 hours of pure fun. Next up, we have Batman Arkham Shadow. Now this is one hell of a game in itself as well, bringing the Arkham universe to virtual reality and to standalone VR. Batman Arkham Shadow really brought that Arkham sort of formula to virtual reality, making it just such a unique experience to be able to get in there and experience what it's like to really be Batman. Whether you're going through doing detective stuff, really just kind of solving the clues, or you're kicking the living snot out of people, or even using some dope ass bat gadgets. This kind of had a little bit of everything going for it, and honestly a pretty decent length campaign as well that's going to keep you locked in and entertained while you meet some of the, familiar faces that we're familiar with from Arkham across this adventure. This is a really polished experience that really sticks closely to what the Arkham universe should be, making, if you're a fan of the flat games, like a really reward to be able to play this in virtual reality. Next up, we have Assassin's Creed Nexus, and of course, again, this game doesn't disappoint. With Assassin's Creed Nexus, it's going to put you right in the Animus as normal in a full-length, full-scale levels with parkour mixed with Ezio, Connor, and Cassandra. You're going to be able to play all three of these characters, going through various different sort of styles of game. As you know, each one of these characters is from a different time period, which really lends you to feel like you're not going to be replaying the same thing over and over again. Kind of makes it just feel a little bit more open world, even though it's not open world, it's kind of very confined, but it makes it feel like an open world game. The movement system in this works surprisingly well. The combat in it is a little bit rough, if I'm being completely honest. It's not the best combat system you'll ever play, but it works well for someone who's new to virtual reality. Honestly, it feels great to get your hidden blades out, jump off a roof and take someone out. So it really does still have all of the things that make an Assassin's Creed game awesome in it. So this is really one of those ones for the fans of that sort of games, and really like a good introduction for someone who's coming into virtual reality and, what do I play? Oh, I recognize that title. I can get into this. Next up is an absolute freaking classic, and that is Resident Evil 4. Now this really does feel like it's been torn from the back in the day, because they didn't do anything graphically to this game to bring it up to anything else. It just really feels like you're stepping into this game. You're physically reloading, you're really getting involved in everything. Although it does have some cutaway scenes, like if you do roundhouse kicks, then that's not you physically doing it, and some other things that don't really hold out great within virtual reality. It still is just such an incredibly solid title to be able to get into, relive a bunch of awesome memories of the Resident Evil 4 game, and then on top of that, well, yeah, you're in it. You're actually in it doing these things, which is just incredible. I do wish though that they would do a Quest 3 updated version of this game. If they did a polished version of this now, I think it would sell incredibly well again. And honestly, I think the players of Quest really deserve to have that happen to it. Will we see it? I don't know. PSVR2. Now we're going to be diving into PSVR2. Now PSVR2 kind of sometimes gets a bad rap for not having a ton of content, which I think is insane, because if you actually look through the catalogue on there is a ton for you PSVR2 players to actually experience. So yeah, I don't know, that's crazy talk to me. And today we're going to be highlighting some of the incredible exclusives that PSVR2 has as well. I mean, each platform really has its own dope stuff, but I think PSVR2 has a pretty incredible lineup, starting off with Horizon Call of the Mountain. This is such an incredible experience. I personally loved it. I am a huge fan of the flat games when it comes to Horizon, and the fact that I got to step into this universe and actually experience it was really one of those unforgettable gaming moments for me that I truly won't ever forget. This really is just a showcase of how to take a flat game and make it into a virtual game. So this one really is stunning. Like, it looks freaking gorgeous. It does suffer a little bit with reprojection, which I wish they would fix in this, and they definitely could. So if you hear me, developers, please just address this and take it up to like 90. You're going to be climbing cliffs, firing off precision arrows, and fighting towering machines that really you have to just soak in how jaw-dropping the visuals are in this game. It really does feel like you're up against giant mechanoid freaking dinosaur robots, and it just feels freaking incredible to be inside of this universe. Not only that, but it's also a very, very solid story that you get to experience from start to finish, and just props to them again for making something that is just so visually stunning. Next up is Gran Turismo 7. Now this is an absolute no-brainer. If you like racing games, this is just going to be incredible for you in virtual reality, and if you don't, I highly recommend that you do actually try this, because I personally was never into sim racing, yet this game just led to me absolutely falling in love with it and putting in way more hours than I absolutely should have done, because, you know, I have videos to be making. But yeah, this one really just grabbed me and just grabbed my attention. Not only that, but there is a free version of this that you can try now, so if you just want a taste of this, My First Gran Turismo is the game name, and if you get that, it's going to give you a few levels, a few cars to experience, and you can definitely just actually figure out whether this is going to be for you. So if you're on a fence, I highly recommend you check out the free version first, and then you can move into buying the full fat game after that if you enjoy it. Next up, well, Resident Evil makes another return in exclusivity, and that is RE4 again, but this is the completely updated, re-skinned, re-visualized, and of course new content inside of it as well, that came out to flat and also came with a VR version at the same time, exclusively to the PSVR2. Unlike the Quest version, this is fully next gen. This is built for VR, the environments are darker, the enemies are smarter, the tension is dialed up, and really just this is a terrifyingly gorgeous, genuinely intense PSVR2 game, where they make full use of the haptics, they make full use of the headset, and they just make this one hell of an experience that you just need to try. Directly following that, we also have Resident Evil Village, where they also didn't pull any punches. This game just completely delivers on what you'd expect it to be in Resident Evil, and again just gives you that full fat experience, but directly to your eyeballs in virtual reality. This really is quite an experience, and of course seeing Lady Dimitrescu's, I can never say her name, castle, it's amazing to see in virtual reality, and of course to see hers pretty spectacular too. So yeah, the fidelity of this just really shows off what the PSVR can do, and just really wow. Like, if you haven't experienced these games, get them in your life. Next up, we have Synapse, and this is a game that truly is probably my favorite roguelite, and the reason for that is really the PSVR2 itself. This uses eye tracking and your hands to basically give you an actual superpower. So you can use telekinesis by tracking an object with your eyeballs and then reaching out and physically, you know, grabbing out of the air. The haptics really play a great part in this as well, in the controllers, and then you can yeet and throw things around people, grab people midair, throw them up in the air, smash them into the ground. It just kind of gives you this absolute godlike feeling power, where you actually leave the headset and look at something and like, I wish I could grab that, but sadly you can't, because you don't take the powers outside the headset. But for this one, it just gave me such an incredible feeling, it has to be said, and of course it is exclusive to the PSVR2 as well. And last but not least, we have Switchback. Now this, of course, is a massive follow-on from the Until Dawn Rush for Blood game that came out on PSVR1, and then they followed through and made it for this, but for the Dark Pictures anthology. Now this actually, to me, I really enjoyed. Now, when it came out, it was definitely a little bit ropey in places, and a lot of people had a lot to say about it, but they did fix it, and they did address all of the issues, and at this point now, it's actually a really fun horror experience to get into. If you are a fan of all of the sort of the Dark Anthology games, this is going to be super rewarding for you, because you actually get to sort of see a bunch of the behind the like craziness, and you really get to experience a little taste of each of those games as well. I really like this. It's a roller coaster where you shoot stuff. I mean, that is the bare bones of this game, but nonetheless, it has some great jump scares and it has some incredibly tension moments, and they really make use of things like eye tracking, haptics, and all of the other things that make a PSVR2 just so cool. PCVR. Now, of course, we dive into those exclusive games that come out for PCVR. We're talking full-on beautiful graphics, really upping that immersion, and of course, some crazy games here that I really wish could see the light of day on other platforms like PSVR2, as it's powerful enough to run some of these games. But kicking this off with a game that just simply can't not be on this list, and that is Half-Life Alyx. This is one of the best examples of a virtual reality game to many people, me included, as it really just covers how to really make a solid VR game. Still a gold standard, Half-Life Alyx isn't just a great VR game, it's one of the best games, period. Everything about it, from the physics, the pacing, the screams, the control that you have over everything in this world, and just the way that everything feels so alive and natural, just like it is in real life. This just like makes that immersion value super duper high and just gives you like a rewarding feeling the entire time. Just being inside of this universe feels just amazing. It really feels just meaningful whatever you do in the game, as well as the fact that the story is just freaking solid from start to finish. An absolute no-brainer. If you haven't experienced and you have the ability to, get this in your life now. Next up we have a 1 and 2, and that is Lone Echo. Lone Echo, both 1 and 2 are incredible games and will go down in history as some of my favourite memories I've had inside of a virtual reality headset. Now, I know I've said similarly to other games across this, but this one really just holds a very special place in my heart, as it's just truly immersive and a truly incredible story, which makes you really feel for the characters. You really grow to care about the characters that you're with in this game. I say character that you're with in this game, and you really just grow to be really just part of this story. You're going to be floating through space with really incredible hand control, stunning visuals like you've never seen before, that honestly I don't think have been beaten visually since this game. Lone Echo and the sequel to this are both the same thing, in the sense that you're going to get a narrative driven sci-fi story that really is a actual journey from start to finish. It really is stunning. Even by today's standards, this game is pretty much up there as the god tier of what a VR game can look like. And again, just incredible physics throughout the entirety of this. You're going to be playing as Jack, and you're going to get to know Olivia very well as you go through this, and I don't want to say much more, because if you haven't played this, I want you to fully experience this for yourself. Take it from me, if you have a strong PC, get this game in your life. Next up we have Defector, and I've spoken about this game a few times, and just bear in mind, because I always get asked the same question, this game is available on PCVR, but you have to buy it through the Meta store. It's not available on Steam, you have to buy it through the Meta store. Just making that really clear now, because I always get a ton of comments from people asking me, well, how the hell do I buy this game? That's how. Now, this game is a really very cool experience where you're going to turn into basically James Bond. It's really over the top, where you're going to be leaping from planes, interrogating villains, high-speed chases, short action-packed crazy moments, and really it's kind of like one of those things that you go to the cinema to watch, except for you get to be the main character and experience this entire thing as, you know, the main character. This is an incredible game that honestly doesn't get nowhere near enough attention that it deserves. Although there are a ton of videos that really popped off on this on YouTube, I still don't think people actually know what the game is, and I'm here to tell you, it's Defector. Go and play this game, it's still really fun even by today's standards. Next up we have Stormland, and this is actually a game that's just come back to the store. Originally this had been taken away for a little while with a bunch of games that were made by Insomniac, and now they finally returned, so I can finally tell you, yes, you should be buying this game, it's dope, and finally you can actually buy it again. This is really quite a unique open world movement that kind of feels just like nice and smooth, liberating, and it's just an incredibly cool experience to go through this. You'll be playing as a robot gardener turned resistance fighter in a world that invites you to climb, glide, and explore throughout its entire place. This is also online, I believe, as well. You can get in there with some friends, and it's just one of those criminally underrated games. Again, I don't want to spoil too much about this game, so go and experience this for yourself if, again, you can. And last but not least, Star Wars Squadrons, a game again that is criminally underrated due to the fact that you can only play it on PCVR, and it just didn't really get the support and love that it really should have from even the developers. But nonetheless, this is still available to today, and even just the campaign alone of this is worthwhile getting in and just experiencing. You're going to be playing as a pilot in this game, flying around frigging X-Wings, TIE fighters, you name it, you can fly it. It's really freaking intense. It's insane to get in a dogfight in this universe, and not just that, just seeing the cockpits and everything from the inside just feels absolutely insane, and they have absolutely captured just what it's like to really be in this universe and what it would be like to be an actual pilot in this universe. top-notch experience, highly recommend. If you're a Star Wars fan, this is going to be such a rewarding experience for you. I know it was for me. It's thrilling, it's immersive, and it's like really tactical. So super fun. Get into this and experience it for yourself. And there you have it, guys. That is all the best games and exclusives for each of these platforms. I've really enjoyed putting this video together because it's been a reminder for me just how many incredible games we actually have in virtual reality. Let me know though which one you think has done it better. Is it Quest? Is it PSVR2? Is it PCVR? Or do you just love VR full stop and all three platforms are what you own and you love it just no matter what? Because that's kind of how I feel about it. I can't pick a favorite. I actually think that each of these platforms has smashed it in their own right, and no matter what one of these headsets you buy, well, PC is kind of like adapted into both of the other two, but no matter what you buy, Quest or PSVR2, you are going to have an incredible time in virtual reality. There's a ton to enjoy in there, and really it just comes down to your preferences on other things. Other than that though, guys, thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, smash that like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace out. Bye.